Okay, so welcome to the PostTalk about session number 8 of Hypno Coach, which is overcoming insomnia. And it was requested by my mother. And my mom has had difficulty sleeping for years and years and years. And when we first started Awaken NYC, which is my Hypno Coach business, I would say at least a third of my clients right off the bat were insomniacs. And I really believe this was for a reason. It was so that I could get a lot of practice helping people who were having difficulty sleeping so that I could eventually help my mom and others. Now, there are many different types of insomniacs. I'm going to focus today on one particular kind of prevalent insomnia, and in future sessions we'll talk about the other types. One type of sleep deprivation that occurs is someone who had a frightening experience or a shocking or traumatic experience in their life which disrupted their sleeping pattern for a certain period of time. And there was a fight or flight switch that was turned on in their body. Now, your subconscious will never do anything to try and intentionally hurt you. So if that fight or flight switch is still on high alert years or months or even days after that traumatic thing has occurred, it's because your subconscious is trying to keep you safe so that were that thing to ever happen again, you would be ready for it. I'll give you a couple examples. If there was ever a fire in someone's home and they developed insomnia as a result, because whenever they tried to sleep at night, they were afraid that this could happen in the middle of the night. That's the subconscious mind trying to keep somebody safe. If you've ever been in an abusive relationship, a couple of the first clients I ever had were in abusive relationships years and years and years ago. And this left a very deep psychic imprint on their entire nervous system. And we had to do a number of sessions to let the subconscious know this person is now safe. And if there were ever an emergency in the middle of the night, it would be fine for them to wake up. However, 99.9% of the time, there is no longer an emergency in this person's life. And they need to be able to sleep because it's hurting them not to be able to sleep. It is hurting them. We have to let the subconscious know, this is hurting me. I have to be able to sleep. It's making my emotions go off the chain. I can't think clearly. It's messing up how I eat, how I relate to the world. So we have to let the subconscious know, first and foremost, I need to sleep. So thank you for trying to protect me. Please, still, I want to wake up if there's an emergency in the middle of the night, or if I need to go to the bathroom, and then I want to fall right back into sleep as soon as whatever it is taken care of. It's another part of living in the present moment. That's why practicing presence is so vitally important. When you practice living in the present moment, that's what your mind gets used to. Because the mind is going even while you're sleeping. Obviously, that's what dreaming is. So this is a 24/7 hour process. If we practice presence while we're awake, then as we're sleeping, our mind will have a greater tendency to say, okay, it's sleep time, it's relaxation time, it's rejuvenation time. That's what we're doing in the present moment now. So the other thing that happens often is a person who has been unable to sleep for a long time now anticipates that they won't be able to sleep and becomes anxious and worried about it hours before bedtime. And then if they do have a difficult night's sleep, wakes up in the morning and reaffirms over and over and over again, I didn't get enough sleep, I'm going to be exhausted all day, I feel absolutely horrible, I feel horrific. Our thoughts are how we create our life. In A Course in Miracles, it says, so often we think that we are only responsible for what we do. And yet what we do is a direct 100% result of what we think. So you are absolutely 100% responsible for what you think. And that creates your life. So if the first thing you think when you wake up is, man, I had a horrible night's sleep, I'm exhausted, I'm going to have a terrible day. Well, that's what you're setting yourself up for. It might sound like an oversimplification, especially for someone who's been suffering with this for so long, but I guarantee that affirmations and changing your thought process and practicing presence will help you to be able to sleep better at night. So let's say, for example, while you're still getting used to this process, when you wake up in the morning, and maybe you know because you woke up and you looked at the clock 3 or 4 times throughout the night, that you did wake up a couple times. So let's say when you first wake up, what you're going to tell yourself with your thoughts is, I had a great night's sleep. And even though my eyes opened a few times, I know that I fell right back into sleep as soon as that happened, or a little while after that happened, whatever the truth is. Because it happened again later on, so I had to be sleeping for that to occur. That's excellent. I slept so many times last night. I'm going to have an amazing day. I feel great. I feel totally rested. And perhaps tonight I'll go to bed a little bit earlier. And then all throughout the day, if you ever see your ego trying to worry about something that's happening in the future, you just bring yourself back to the present moment. Because in the present moment at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a thought about sleeping at 10 o'clock at night has no business being there. So you bring yourself back to the present moment. Then before you go to bed at night, you affirm, I'm so thrilled to know that I am going to have a wonderful night's rest. I sleep soundly. I only wake up for emergencies or to go to the bathroom, and then I sleep soundly again. And before you go to bed, you can imagine yourself with that wonderful thought box. This is something that we used in today's session. And just dumping. I mean, if you have a presentation tomorrow, that has no place in your bedroom. That is way, way in the future. In the box. Something you did 10 years ago you still feel bad about, I suggest that you call me to have a session, and I also suggest that you dump that into the box. Once all of your thoughts are dumped in the imaginary box, you imagine that floating outside the bedroom. Now, if you're more of a tactile person, you can have sticky notes or a journal and an actual physical box, and you can write down stream of consciousness, all of the junk that's in your head. Just get it up, get it out, throw it into the box. Maybe you even want to rip it up. Then take that box and you put it outside. Not under your bed, not in your bedroom closet. It has no place being in your bedroom. You physically put it outside. Now your mind is empty. And then you practice counting yourself down, just as we've done in every session prior to this session. Now that you're in your bed, the smile on your face, looking forward to a great night's rest, you begin to count yourself down. 10. I am falling into a wonderful sleep. 9. I am going deeper into sleep. Right? All the way down to 1. And you just allow it to happen naturally. If you're just trying this for the first time and you've never had a hypnotherapy session with me before, you can start at 20. Count yourself down from 20. Count slowly. And after every number, you affirm that you are going deeper. 20, I am going deeper into sleep. Before you know it, when I'm lying in my own bed and I'm counting myself down because I need to go to sleep, oftentimes I just fall asleep. If I need to count myself down into sleep, I never make it past 5. I get to 5 and I'm already to the point where there is just no verbal communication happening and I drift off into sleep. And you'll find the more you practice this, the greater that happens. So just to recap, your thoughts create your life. You are responsible for your thoughts because they create everything that you do. When you wake up in the morning, you want to affirm that you had a great night's sleep, no matter what, because that's the life that you desire to create, right? So those are the thoughts that you're going to have. This faking it till you make it thing is really important. I had a great night's rest. I feel great. I'm excited for a wonderful day. Even if in the beginning you feel like that's a little bit or a lot bit stretching what actually happened, it doesn't matter. I had a great night's sleep. I feel wonderful. I am so excited to have a fantastic day. Then you live in the present moment throughout the day. When it comes time for bedtime, you affirm, I am so excited that I sleep so well. I'm so happy that I am such a great sleeper. Putting it in the present moment, in the present tense as well. If you have any worries or concerns, you throw them in the box, either in your imagination or physically. You make sure that thought box is outside of the bedroom, and you count yourself down into a beautiful, restful sleep. Now, I have created professional, amazing MP3 recordings for you to listen to for over 30 different topics on our website, www.awakennyc.com. I'll also put a link to that on our YouTube channel at this point in the video, so you can just click, it'll take you there. Feel free to purchase one of those MP3s. You can listen to the binary recording during the day if you'd like, which is just further training your mind to understand that you are a wonderful sleeper. Or listen to the meditative recording or the platinum recording at night. And this takes you all the way down into sleep. Alright? And that's much, much, much better for you to do than to listen to the session, the live session recording that we just did, because that includes bringing you back up out, since this is a live recording at noon and I don't want you all to be sleeping at your desk in the afternoon. So if you want a recording, purchase one off the website. They are 100% worth the investment. You need to sleep, and you are a wonderful sleeper. And just as a result of having listened to this PostTalk, and just as a result of having practiced the free live session, session number 8, you are already a better sleeper. Yes, and I had one of our viewers write in that today's session actually felt like a little nap. That's exactly what it is. Just so you know, it's different for everybody, but the average is that if you spend an hour in hypnosis, that's the equivalent to 12 hours of totally beautiful, perfect, deep sleep. This is why I have people coming to me on a weekly basis. Even though hypnosis can change your life and does change your life rapidly in just a few sessions, I have people coming to me every week just simply because an hour of hypnosis is the equivalent of 12 hours of deep, restful sleep, and they feel so good when they leave my office that they have replaced traditional therapy with hypno-coaching, and they come to see me. Yes, exactly. This is very, very useful for putting thoughts about upcoming exams, thoughts about a broken heart, thoughts about a project coming for work, thoughts about anxiety, and whatever it is that may or may not have been keeping you up in the past, they have no place in the bedroom. And no place when you're trying to sleep. So from this point moving forward, there is no more trying to sleep. There is just doing. There is just deep, wonderful rest. And I'm really, really, really excited to hear how this changes your life, how this changes your perspective. And next week we're going to do some more work on focus, on motivation. We have a couple people who've written in other topics. Feel free to send me an email. Feel free to send me a Facebook message. Feel free to write a comment on Ustream or YouTube about other topics you would like to know more about. And then before you know it, we'll be coming back to the topics that we've already discussed and doing them in greater detail and at more advanced levels. Thank you so, so much for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.